Hi, Lucas.
Let me just add a bunch of people. There we go. Hello. Hi. Glad you are here. Uh, you have a lot of
Okay.
names. Number two.
How are you feeling?
How should I call you?
How are you feeling today?
Yes, hello, how are you doing?
I am great. Thank you for asking, everybody. Hope everybody's great. If you are not talking, please be sure to mute your microphone. That helps to keep it clean. I'll help you out. There we go. There we go. Uh, we also have Discord stuff. So today, because you, my friends, are here, we are talking about accents. Do accents matter? Anybody want to say something about it? Who is in the chat right now? You can unmute yourself and say something about it. Devi, Nashbai, Abdi, Moa, Diana.
What do you say we are talking about?
Do you think that accents matter when you speak English?
Yes, I think
And why do you think they matter?
because if you speaking like your accent is not clear, people can't understand you.
Mm-hmm. But do you think you have an accent?
Me, I don't like I have a specific accent because my country is not like native English.
Uh-huh. But I can understand what you're saying. So it's a good thing, right?
I think pronunciation is more important rather than accent, as long as
Mm-hmm.
you understand what I'm talking about, and then there
Mm.
we communicate.
Absolutely. Pronunciation makes all the difference. I always say even I still have an accent, but I hope you can understand me.
But as long as
Exactly.
maybe as long as we you get the information, I hope
Mm-hmm.
that's the good thing. Cause some people you might mind about the accent, but not understanding what someone is trying to communicate.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And do you find it hard to understand some other people's accents,
Yeah,
Nabashi?
of course. Yeah.
Yes.
Or like, for example, when an Indian is speaking, or someone
Yeah.
from
I'm agree.
UK, for sure, if you have to pay attention to get what someone is saying. If you
Mm.
don't pay attention, you'll end up losing the whole message. Or maybe a supervisor is telling you something, you'll end up saying yes, yes, without getting anything.
Sure. Anybody else here have a problem with the Indian accent?
Hi, Lucas.
Hello, Z.
How are you?
Good. So we're talking about accents. Do you have a problem with specific accents?
Yes.
Not really, because I come from a country where we speak 11 official languages and we have different accents. And I believe that accent is not that important. What's important is the articulation, as long as your
Mm.
words are clear, you know.
Is for you articulation the same as pronunciation?
Yes.
Mm.
So that's very important. And we have Indians, we have, I mean, I don't want to name races, but we are a mixed country. People from various, like all over the world, they live here in South Africa. and we get to adopt certain accents, and it's a mixture of accents that were never there before. But as long as we can speak clearly, we are able to hear each other.
Sure.
I don't have problems hearing or listening or understanding what other people from other countries are saying.
That is good. That is good. So the most important thing you'd say would be pronunciation.
Pronunciation is very important, and confident as well in your voice. You have to be confident for a person to engage, to constantly engage with you in the conversation.
Absolutely, absolutely. So what about Diana or Hashi or Devi? Do you agree?
Hello, hello. Yeah.
Do you agree with what Z just said, that pronunciation is more important than accent?
Yes, I think
Yeah,
so.
I agree. Because
But
it's
don't you think that the accent
understanding and
can
interpreting the
make...
message.
Good. So we all think Indian accent can be tough. It does make it a little bit more difficult. Why do you think that certain accents make it more difficult?
Like I, for one, if you have not been with Indians for quite a good time, you might end up losing the whole information. Cause even some their English, they don't speak this simple English. They want to speak hard words, but the way of arrangement, word arrangement, sometimes there comes confusion when it comes to arranging the words. So you have to pay attention because it's going to tell you, yeah, I'm telling you, come please correct, come correct everything. You have to go. Now you have to pay attention because it's telling you, prepare everything, you have to go, but you're just getting one word, go, go, go.
Yes. So do you think this is a matter of accent or is just a matter of articulation, like Z says?
I
Yes, Diana?
articulation. I think that is a problem with the articulation of the with the words.
Absolutely. So do you guys think that even though somebody has an accent, they could be fluent in English?
Of course, they can.
But isn't part of fluency that you sound and speak like a native?
Hello, teacher.
Hello.
Good evening from Thailand. How are you? This is the first time I jumping on with you.
Welcome, welcome. So
Yes.
we are talking about if accents matter or not. And now we're at the point of, can you be fluent if you still have an accent? What do you think, Rose?
I agree with everyone agree with the pronunciation is the first thing we have to focus on that word. Every word is very important. And after that, when we are listening, practice more every day, we can make the accent naturally like that. We like the accent, like you like British accent, or you like American accent, or you like Canadian accent, something like that. I agree.
So you would say first focus on pronunciation, and if you really want to, get fluent, then focus on, the specific accents.
Yes.
Yes, English is a step-by-step process, of course. But accents, I feel, are also very interesting because it can tell you where somebody is from. What do you think, Rose?
Yeah, we have our mother tongue language, like mother language, not native speaker. So sometimes we have kind of our own native language a little bit in the in our voice or sound or something like that. But no problem. It's kind of so cute. But every word, if it's clear, that make us understand, right?
Yes.
No hurry. Don't hurry. Don't jump up. Don't speak so
Diana,
fast.
what do you think? When people have their own accent, is that a good thing?
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Hello. Yeah, sorry, it's my first time here. So,
Welcome. Well, maybe you can tell us. Do you think it's a good thing when somebody still has their own accent?
sure. I live in Canada. So here everyone have accent. So that's okay. It's not the English is not our first language. So you don't need to feel bad for your accent.
But I
Yeah.
feel like many people always say, "Oh, but I want to speak like an American." Isn't that
Why?
any of yours? Nobody here has the goal of like, okay, I want to be fluent, but I will also want to lose my accent and speak like an American. Is there anybody here that thinks like that?
Yeah. I understand that somebody want to speak like American people, but I told you before, I am in Canada, and here the Canadian people say, "Don't worry for your accent. Your accent is beautiful. Your accent is because the English is your second language, so that's okay. You don't need to change your accent."
Of course. Of course. That's very kind of the Canadians.
Yeah, you need to feel well with yourself. You are really, really smart because you are learning other language. So that is so difficult, and need or you have to feel proud of yourself.
Yes. Is there anybody here that feels like they want to lose their accent, like Devi or Nabashi or Hashi? Do you feel like you want to lose your accent to speak English better?
No,
No.
I think I will use the accent. But for me, the big problem is my vocabulary. When I don't have much vocabulary, so I don't understand anyone talking about.
I understand. So for you, it's more about vocabulary and less about accent.
Yes. Yes.
I like very much the British English
Sure. Sure.
because their pronunciation of the words are very clear, and is I don't know how to say, is easier to me understand their sentences.
Yes, we all have a preference, don't we?
Yeah, but for me, I think also, like Z said in the first place, as long as you're confident, your vocabulary, we can communicate to each other very well.
So you guys would say that pronunciation and vocabulary is more important than accent.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, accent
Teacher.
comes with
Yes.
time. Accent comes. We pick one by one, step by step. You find that now you're copying to the accent. But as per now, we living with different people. Like I, for one, now here Abu Dhabi, I have Nepal, people from Nepal, people from Indonesia, UK. We have it's not a big number, you will find that when you try to squeeze to speak like from Britain, hi, how are you doing? Everything good. So it will lose meaning. Someone from an Arab will say, why don't you speak Arabic? I'm not getting you. So,
Sure.
but yeah, better pronunciation, how to make this English simple for these people to understand me, so that we can communicate, being confident. Yeah.
I like that. I like that idea. Confidence also very important, of course. But don't you think that some people say, "Oh, your English so bad because your accent is so heavy"?
Yeah, people say that like when you go to the big team where there is people from UK, America, those people they can right within 5 words they say, "Oh, this accent, his car maybe, yeah, we get this accent is not good." But when you're with these other people, most especially Asia, where they say, "Brother, don't speak so fast, calm down, one by one." So I have to tell my supervisor like in the morning, "Good morning, sir. How are you doing, sir?" He's
I
also
like.
replying, "Today we are going to visit the hospital one by one." So sometimes I get hardship, but I have nothing to do. If I go to the other areas where there are people from UK, America, so I try also my best such that we can communicate to all people.
I like it. Anybody else want to say something about what Nabashi just said?
Yeah, teacher, for Thai people or my neighbor country, it's hard about TS sound, two sounds, right? So
Mm-hmm.
we have to practice this sound different. It's challenges for us, right? Like a thank you or anything, right?
I'm
Nothing.
sure there are people who
Yeah.
recognize that.
Yes, and the sound, the right, mother, father. Um, I focus on these words, two words, th sounds, and
Mm-hmm.
schwa sound, and other words like a v. We have to push our breath through our lip and teeth, like I take time to practice this. But
Yeah, I think based on your original language, specific sounds in English can be very difficult for you.
yeah, English is weird.
It is a weird language, no doubt.
Yeah, right, I agree, but
Rose,
have fun with it. Yeah.
like you see some people with the letter V and W, like you find that someone is pronouncing V like W, like we, and V like those two letters, W pronounced like V and V pronounced like W.
Yes,
Like
I
someone
think
to tell you I wish and instead I wish. You see? I wish. So you have to be more careful when listening. Actually, listening is also a good thing. You have to listen carefully, then you answer.
yeah, like I said, depending on where you're from, obviously your accent's going to be different, but also the thing that's hard for you is going to be different. For example, my experience with Asians is that they often speak very fast and they have these hard tones in their languages. So the softer tones, like a TH, can be very difficult for them.
Yeah, I think that the accent doesn't matter, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
The most important for me is the pronunciation.
Mm.
You know, you can't change the word because the people not understand you. So I am trying to do that. I am still learning English. I am going to take my English class here in Canada because I am from Venezuela.
Mm.
So it's difficult because you need to learn many words.
Sure.
but for this reason I am here.
That is a good reason, right? And that is why we're all here together from different places around the world to at least talk about this topic. Maybe we can learn something from each other. So is there anyone here who has had a real trouble with their accent, like it got in the way of being understood? Hello.
Hi.
Would you like to answer the question if you've had trouble with your accent so people couldn't understand you?
Yes, I am. Because I'm from Indonesian and I'm learning how to speak English better.
Mm-hmm. Of course.
So,
Do you think your accent makes it more difficult? Narai?
yes, I think so.
Can anybody here give maybe Narai a tip on how to improve?
Improve, improve
How to
in what?
say?
Pronunciation?
How to improve because her accent maybe got in the way of her English. What can you do to improve it?
I think one of the best ways to imitate other people talking, especially like a certain movies or certain celebrities, you can try to imitate them because that's how I learn in English. I like
So
to
who's your
imitate
favorite
others.
celebrity then?
Who else? Tom Hiddleston.
Who?
Tom, the actor of Loki.
Oh, Tom Hiddleston. I see.
I think
Yes.
the fact that same as like the host
Sorry?
is the Loki.
Loki,
Yes,
the
Loki.
Have you seen Loki?
Of course.
And I truly like the actor because I like the way he speaks. He speaks very clear. He speaks very
Yes.
well, and he's also articulate. So I think it's good if you can find your an idol for you, so that it's easier for you to oops, sorry, there's a call. So that it's easier for you to imitate them, the way they speak. And when you imitate someone, it's also easier for you to absorb the way they speak, and it's easier for you to learn pronunciation.
Oh, I like that. I
That's
like
the
that.
way.
Yes. It's easier to absorb also their accent or
Yes.
just the way they pronounce things.
It can be both, the way they pronounce or the way their accent.
Sure. Sure. So, are you trying to get like a British accent or American accent then?
I would say I'm actually a fan of British accent because I don't know, since I was in high school, I like to watch British YouTubers. So that's how I absorb the way they pronounce words. That's how I absorb it, by watching a lot of like Dan and Phil. I used to watch Dan and Phil. They are YouTubers, and yes, I like the way they speak because it's very clear. And back then, I was obsessed with learning accent. So I like to watch their videos every day, and sometimes there are times like at school I like to say random stuff from the videos I watch of them from them. And some of my friends find it weird because they're like, why do you always do that? But to me, it's like, it's fun. At the same time, I can learn. That's what matters.
So, do you listen to different accents or only like the British accent?
I
general
also listen to American accent because I find that speaking in American accent is more like, it's faster compared to me trying to speak in British accent.
So do you think British accent is more difficult than American accent?
Because in British accent you have to stress on the T word, and I mean it depends on where on certain, what do you call negeri, yeah? Sorry, on certain places, like there are certain places that the people stress on the T word, and I like that one, because in British accent compared to American accent they tend to stress on the R words, right? But in British they don't. So I like to use the British one because I can't use the word R that much. Ra,
Absolutely.
no, I can't do that.
So anyone else here, the people that just came in, what do you think? Does accent matter for you personally or not? Maybe Juju or Highness or AI? Anyone? What do you think?
Let you know, teacher, I love American accent. I love American accent. I love R. I love L. So I practice it. But British accent is so lovely, but just listening. Because
Why do
I
you love it?
to watch
Does it just sound nice to you?
American accent, kind of people around the world use American accent more than British. And American movie, yeah, famous. Many movies, those are in American, from America. So why I like American accent. So, but sometimes I watch series in British accent, so cute. For example, like Harry Potter and from Netflix, or
I like how you
many
explain
movies.
accents as cute.
Yeah. Okay.
Good explanation.
By
Good
the way, I
explanation.
love American accent. And then the secret thing for me is kind of you arrange again in your mindset, mindset. I know everyone think English is very hard or difficult, but change your mind again, just step by step, and just think it English is very easy. Yeah, I pronounce alphabet A to Z clearly, and after that, practice or learn it like a baby. That's it.
Well, yes, I think it depends on the person and what they want out of English, of course, because for different people it works in different ways. Just like we all have a different accent, of course. So what about AI, Highness, Juju, learn English with Narai? What do you think? Does accent matter to you? Yes or no? You need to unmute your mic, otherwise I cannot hear you.
Hello, good evening. Thank you so much for accepting me, Mr. Lucas. I think this is my first time. I usually listen to you as well when you are doing your live streaming. And I'm also an English teacher, and I love to learn from other people. And I'm from Indonesia. Basically, I live here in Java Island right now. So when we talk about accent, matters most for me, it's not really the accent. It refers.
Is that my internet or his internet?
Because it's wait for a while.
Yes.
Hello?
Yes, I can hear
Okay,
you.
sorry.
Yeah.
My internet is not working well. Okay. So for me, Mr. Lucas, I really love American accent because American accent is easier than Australian and British, right? And for me, accent refers to your preference, and it is about your identity as well,
Yes.
and a life. It's kind of lifestyle, you know. Yeah.
So may
So I
I
like
ask, because
American.
you teach
Yeah.
English, do you focus
Yes.
sometimes on the student's accent, or are you focusing more on pronunciation and articulation, like we said are important?
For me, I focus more on pronunciation and articulation because pronunciation is more on, how do we pronounce words, vocabularies as it is according to the native speakers, because a pronunciation has something to do with syllables, right? For
Sure.
example, when sometimes we pronounce a word comfortable, right? But some people they pronounce it comfortable. That sounds weird, right? We have to pronounce comfortable like natives,
Sure.
because when we pronounce comfortable, it's already two syllables, right? But we have to pronounce, for example, comfortable. It's only one syllable, right? So I focus more on the pronunciation and how do we articulate English, particularly because for me, many Indonesians also speak well in English, but lacking of good pronunciation, right? So I'm an Indonesian, so I focus more on the importance of pronunciation. Thank you.
I like it. I like it. And when it comes to
By the way, where are you
pronunciation, do you
from?
have any tips for the people that are here?
Oh, okay. I think a lot of people are joining your live streaming, and those who are participating right now are really intelligent, smart as well. So my tips are, how do we increase or improve or enhance our pronunciation skills is to listen to different podcasts in YouTube, and and also we have to consult with the dictionary, Merriam Webster dictionary, John Eccles for Indonesians, and I like to suggest as well to listen to conversation in YouTube, because for me, one of the greatest greatest hindrances for us why there is misunderstandings in conversation or dialogue in everyday life is when we don't pronounce vocabulary as it is based on the native speakers on how they pronounce properly. Why? Because when we learn English, we have to enter into the culture of the people, right?
Sure.
Okay, so I think this is my tips. These are my tips. Listen to podcasts in YouTube or in TikTok and native speaker. Okay, thank
Yes.
you.
Thank you for sharing your tips. So,
By the way,
Connie,
where are you from?
happy. Glad to have you here. What do you think about those tips about pronunciation?
Okay.
Oh, okay. Thank you, Lucas, for inviting me guest today.
Of course.
I'm running on the treadmill. Okay, I will stop first.
Good idea.
My cat is want to speak to I about that accent is matter. My opinion is think not, because myself want to just communicate with the people that I want to speak, and the people around the world is have the not everyone that native speaker and not want to be English tongue language. So sorry if I'm a bit nervous.
Just breathe. You're gonna be all right.
Okay. Okay.
And at least your cat is very excited.
Yeah, my cat may be a good accent English more than me, because I all the time talk with my cat with English language.
Yes. So, can I ask, Connie, do you think you are proud of your accent?
yeah, I'm proud of my Thai accent because I am Thai people. So not actually I born to be Thai and I'm proud to be Thai. And I think the English is very important because I want to communicate with the people around the world. And my friend is Indian, my friend is Indonesian. So it's not matter that people have and their accent. Just I
Sure.
know what they want to speak with me. I know what they communicate. I just but yeah, important to know about meaning of the English and try to understand together.
So you would say meaning is the most important thing.
Yeah,
As long as you can understand that, then accent doesn't matter.
yeah, meaning and understanding the most
Very
important
good.
in every
Anybody
language.
here that agrees with Connie, who is in the speaking chat right now? Yes, Narai?
Yeah, I agree with her because I'm Thai as well.
Thai people unite.
Yes, thank you. So for me, real quick, our tip: believe your coach, believe yourself, and start with yes, you can do it every day. Yeah, that is kind of new programming in your brain, your heart, right? And choose the story or the video clip easy for you more than 80% and learn it and practice it every day. That's a key, every day. And you will know knowledge and understand it 100%, right? And practice it and listening it about not more than five minutes, right? So listen,
You
repeat and
absolutely
repeat and
sound like
repeat.
an English teacher.
Oh, thank you so much. Kind of. So that if you understand it 100% and you can move another lesson, that's the key. Believe me, because I am the evidence. And the
Yes,
evidence.
exactly. I think all of us are the example of how it could be if you just keep going, right? We're on different levels, but we're all improving, we're all growing.
And teacher Luca, I follow your tip in your video clips. Yeah, I believe you. You are my coach. One of the
Good.
best and the
I'm
best my
glad to hear
coach.
that.
Yeah. Okay. Other friends maybe have different tips. Go on, carry on.
Thank you. Well, maybe you want to ask something to someone? Let me, in the meantime, do that. Yes, teacher, what did you want to say? Otherwise, Narai, what do you think
Hello?
about what she just said? Yeah, go ahead.
Are you asking me, sir?
You're the teacher here. I'm not talking to myself.
Okay. Well, Miss Connie was saying a while ago, she's really proud of being a Thai woman, right? And I do agree with that. But when I think we have also to consult with with native speakers, as I've said before. Well, there's nothing wrong. We are really proud of being a Thai or Indonesian. But when we learn English, we have to consult also with the native speakers. Like, for example, why people have misunderstandings in dialogue or conversation, it's because they don't pronounce properly words. Okay, like in my own experience, when I learned Spanish, I had to enter into the culture of Spanish people, right? For example, ¿Cómo te llamas? I have to enter into the culture so that I may be able to understand what they are talking. So in English as well, I think Mr. Sir Lucas we have to.
So you think
Well,
it's
we
not
have to be
only
proud of
language,
our
it's also the rules of the culture.
culture. Yes, definitely. So we have to go beyond our comfort zone. That we have to enter into the culture of, if you like American accent, so go to the American
But in
accent.
that
If you
case,
like British accent, go.
but
This
in
is
that
my
case, we're
idea.
learning
So we have
English,
to
but
go beyond
English is
our.
a big combination of different cultures. It's the most people who speak English are
Yeah.
non-natives. So where can we look at if you talk about culture?
Okay, I talk about culture in the sense that, for example, when you learn English, you have to be aware that English is not only American, it is not only Australian. If we go to Nigeria, they have their own accent. If we go to India, they have their own accent. So the most important thing is there to be aware that English is not spoken only by the American, but also by the African, by the Indians. So, for example, if you go to Australia, if we say, "Give me some water," okay, the Americans, they will say, "Give me some water." So T becomes D. Okay, so we have to be aware that English is already mixed with depends on their culture. If you go to the Philippines, they will pronounce for example intervention. They pronounce intervention because they are influenced by Spanish, right? For some Filipinos, not all. Okay, so we have to be aware that English is not only spoken by a particular culture, but it's already widespread, spoken by different culture,
Teacher
different people.
learn English.
Yes.
Sometimes it is so hard. Not water, not only water. Breathe accent, right? Sometimes
Yeah.
in that in that truth. Oh my God, it's
Yeah.
hard for Thai people to practice it. So why American
Yes.
accent is famous, easy to practice.
Yeah.
I don't understand.
For me,
Give me
it's
some
a bonus
I
actually.
don't know. I can't do that.
It's a bonus when you're aware of it.
Yes. So back
when
to
you know
the
that, oh,
topic,
the Indian.
because we're
Yeah.
talking about accents.
Yeah.
We still think that there are many things more important than accent. So let me just ask the people who haven't talked yet, either Ford or Happy Happy
Yeah.
Happy or Narai. What else do you think is very important? And if you don't speak, make room for someone else. What's up, Ford? Happy?
I think accent, pronunciation, and the vocabulary are very important because, for example, I have a Spanish friend. It's like I talk bad with him because of some nervousness, and it's like, bro, your English is so very bad. I can understand you. It's like, I have a mother tongue, and then I have this my first language, and now I'm learning Spanish and Catalan. So my English is stuck already until there. So it's like the pronunciation, the accent, it's really, really hard.
Yes. And do you think one accent is harder to understand than another accent?
It depends on the sounds. The sounds, I think yes.
Of course. So, do you think that people can have an accent but can still be understood as long as they speak slowly but steady?
Yes, I think so.
And are you proud of your own accent, Ford?
I'm from the Philippines, so yeah, yes.
I'm glad to hear that. That's very important, of course, to be proud of your own accent. Because I always say my accent isn't perfect American or perfect British because I don't want it to be. I want you to know that I'm not a native speaker, that I'm just like anybody who is here practicing English. I went through the same things, and I always say, you can be better than I am. You can have perfect American or British accent if that is what you're looking for. But I prefer to say water instead of water. So welcome FMY Fatima. Glad you're here too.
Can I add some?
Yes, Mai?
Okay, so to me, accent to me is like just a charm in learning and speaking. So I wouldn't say that it's 100% is 100% important for you to learn another accent from every culture. But I think as long as you practice your pronunciation right, that is more important, because we can't force others to speak like others, right? And I think if we more focus on pronunciation and also intonation in speaking, I think it is way better than just learning accent. Because if you really want to learn accent, it's okay, but always start with practicing the pronunciation first before.
So you would say it's like the cherry on the cake. It's the extra.
Yes, because you can't force people to change their accent. Accent is also like our identity. Like you have your own accent. I also have my own accent. Everyone here also have their own accent. So yeah, I mean, the accent help us. The accent that we have right now makes us who we are. But to learn accent, to speak like a native speaker, it's just it's a good idea. But
Sure.
how do I say this? Learning other accent from another. I mean, learning accent from like a native speaker just add the charm in speaking, at the fun.
Yes, definitely. Because I think when people focus too much on accent and they haven't learned proper grammar or those things yet, then it sounds very fake.
Yes.
And those are the accents I don't like. When somebody has like the super fake British or fake American accent, which is overly done, instead of just their own natural voice, it starts sounding really weird.
It's actually hard to, even though I did try to learn the British accent, but it's hard to me. So I prefer just learn
course.
pronunciation from the native, but at the same time, we just use our own accent, because we can't just change. Unless if you really want to, you just have to practice harder.
Exactly. So Fatma FNY, welcome.
Hello,
Jeans
teacher.
also. Good to see you again.
Yeah, same teacher.
So what do you think about accents? You've been listening for a while. What do you think?
Yes, I was listening some of my partners here, and yeah, I'm agree with some of them, because the accent for me is not too important, but we need to have if we're gonna communicate with other people, we need to care our pronunciation maybe and our grammar. The accent comes later. I don't know, maybe in the place if you are, for example, if you travel to United States, you're gonna get the accent by your own speaking with other people, and yeah, this is something that you are gonna I don't know how to say learn maybe, but something important for me is the pronunciation, the correct pronunciation, and the grammar too. And what else? Yeah, and the accent depends of the region. I think of the people. For example, here in Peru, we have two cities. One is Arequipa, the place that I'm living, and the other place is Lima. for example, Arequipa's people usually speak slowly, not too fast. Than Lima's people. For example, in Lima, if you travel to Lima, the people there talks very fast, and the accent is completely different.
So in that case, it's more about speed, but still not about accent. If it comes to English, at least.
Yeah, yeah, and yeah, but this is just an example, and I think this is something that happens with the accent too. So the accent depends of the region, depends of the city. For example, in England we have a different accent. In United States, for example, one day I was listening an Australian people, and they talk totally different from American and the British English, and it's really difficult for me, to understand what are they saying, and this is something that happens to me, and this is my opinion, teacher and friends.
I like it. So, Jean or Rose, what do you think about FNY? What are you saying?
Hi,
Hello.
hi, I'm Jean.
Welcome.
Okay, I think the accent doesn't matter as long as people can understand what you are trying to say.
Sure.
And I think pronunciation is quite important too, because if you can't pronounce the word, people may not understand. And what else? It's like when you are some people quite good with R, L, V, like Victoria, yeah. But my problem is I have problem with sound like S, H, like choose, shop like a place where you buy stuff, yeah. I always have problem with these words.
Yes, the soft sounds, like we just said, with like the TH or the SH, for example, in shop. And it's probably because also, you know, your background. So in that case, maybe your accent doesn't help you out. It makes it more difficult.
Yeah, and I'm scared to say these words.
Excuse me, James.
Hi,
Are you from Thai, right?
Yeah, I'm Thai.
I know you're you got about your tongue, your words. Don't worry about that, dear. We have the same page, but just practice, you know. V, TH sound. You know, we Thai people, we have a 5 tone, yeah. Kind of we have ladder of sound of voice. No problem. No worry about that. But focus on every word. We have to pronounce it clearly. Try every day.
Yeah.
ให้กำลังใจนะคะ I encourage you. You can. You know, just like me.
Because
like V, T, S sound 2 เสียง Thank you. Thanks. Like a saw like that. And TS like a D, dodek, but no dodek. Something like that. Like that. Okay.
You have to give me 5 seconds. I need to reset the Wi-Fi.
Okay.
Okay. Nice to meet you.
Okay.
I have something to say before I leave. Teacher, I have a question before I leave. What time do you do live stream like this?
Go on. Lucas's TikTok don't worry about it, guys. It's coming back.
Can you hear me, teacher?
Yes,
what
welcome
time
back.
you do live stream every day, like this time every day, right? We join you.
Yes.
Okay.
But I'll just quickly say before you continue. My TikTok is a little bugged, so every hour I gotta reset my TikTok. Otherwise, it's gonna throw me out of the live stream.
for this time. I'm happy, very happy to join you, and thank you so much for having me here. And nice to meet you, everyone here. I'm in your group. Yeah, see you next time, teacher.
I'm so glad you're here and sharing your information with us. I do really appreciate it.
Yeah, next time. Bye bye. Have a great night, evening here. Yeah, have a great evening. Bye
Of
bye.
course.
Good night.
Bye.
In advance.
Bye. Thank you.
Yes, Mai, what do you think? Are all the Asians coming together?
Where are my Malaysian friends at? I only see Waina.
Yeah. Malaysian friends, unite in the chat. Don't leave Mai alone.
Come on, Malaysians.
I think we do have. Malaysia is country 5 or 6, I think, that watches my videos. But anyone who hasn't talked yet, would you want to
Fatma.
say something about accent? Narai or Alexandro or Fatma?
Well, thank you,
Hello.
sir. To me, does accent matter? I think not. Because if you don't know how to speak or how to understand what people say in English, what for the accent like that? So, and I think you must brave how to speak. Sometimes, if we know the grammar, we know the speak English, the pronounce very well, but if we scare how to speak to people, it also not useful like that. So
Sure.
I
So
think
confidence is really important, you're saying.
yes, we must confident. We can speak to people about English. Then the accent is doesn't matter if British or American like that. Because I'm also Indonesian, so for the accent, I not feel is it's matter or not like that. Thank you, sir.
Yes. But don't you think some accents make it harder for you to understand English? Narai?
I think if we communication with people from British, the apa the accent is so soft or so charm, like really nice to hear, but the word the pronounce is no easy to understand like that.
Sure. Anybody else here have a problem with the British accent?
Hi Lucas, this is
Hello.
Valerie from Indonesia. Thank you for having me here.
Thank you for joining us.
Thank you, my pleasure. So yeah, I also have a problem actually with the accent. So first of all, that I would like to say that for me, accent doesn't matter at all because so I'm actually working on the tourism for almost 10 years now, and now I'm still learning, of course, and like pronunciation, the grammar and everything. And still till now, like I have a problem with especially Australian accent. I don't know if they could probably change, like for example, they know that they will speak with Indonesian or Thai people or Vietnamese or like people who doesn't understand their accent. So I would totally agree if they can how you say adapt, like yeah, has to separate it when they speak with their people and us. Like I have like really hard to understand when they are speaking. Like either it's fast and the accent is too strong, and I have to
I
ask
understand.
again and again, And for American, I'm totally good so far, and also British, because I can like sometimes, like as a tour guide, I have to know what the meaning of what they are saying, then I can give them an answer, so they can follow me with that one. But like for I don't say that Australian accent is bad, but I totally love the way they speak, but just like it's so hard. Like for me, it takes 5 or 6 times to understand the meaning of what they are saying. Like, yeah.
You
So
sometimes
yeah,
have to
like
tell them,
now,
could you please slow down? Could you please say that one more time?
yeah. Yes,
I
like,
understand.
but as a tour guide, like, it doesn't mean like I feel confident for sure to speak English, but like
Mm.
it's if it's just like every guest, every Australian guest that I met, I will say the same thing every day. And I just feel that like I'm not enough to be a person that stand up in front of them and explaining things, which is if I have to ask every time, could you please slow down and blah blah blah. So I just don't know, I don't find a way yet now, like how can I improve, like so I can totally understand every accent from every places. Because work on tourism, like you meet like people from Europe and German, when they
From
speak
all
English
different
they have,
places.
yeah.
So you
And
you must become an accent expert.
I'm trying. Like, I have an Irish. I used to live with Irish friend for like 2 years, so kind of follow the accent sometimes. But it's just like sometimes if I'm too much follow the accent, I forgot my pronunciation and my grammar. So that's my
Well,
problem. So till
well,
now,
maybe
I'm
we can
googling.
ask if somebody here has a tip for you
Yeah,
to
thank you. Would
understand
be
many
great.
different accents, guys. What do you think you can do? Because English has so many different native accents, but it also has, all the non-native accents. So what
Yeah.
would be the best way to start understanding at least most of them? What do you guys think you can do about it? For me personally, it's of course
Yeah.
a lot of listening practice, which is important. Not just sit back and just relax, but active listening practice. And somebody says watch movies, but the problem with that is that most movies are American movies. So it's going to be hard to get all the authentic accents because most times it's an American actor doing an accent from abroad. But things like YouTube podcasts, for example,
Yeah.
can be really good. That's personally something I enjoy because when you have a podcast, the only thing you can do is listen. There are no
Yeah.
subtitles. And I'm sure you have this as a tour guide that they will talk to you while they're behind you or, you're not looking at them. So I would say the first thing you could do as a tour guide, just start off by, hi, I'm going to tell you about these things. I'm going to show you all these things, but please, could you slow down your speaking? Like, don't feel afraid to say that to people because they understand. I mean, they're coming to your country, so I'm sure they're respectful that you are trying to speak their language.
Thank you, Lucas. It helps me a lot. I will try the things and the podcasting for sure. It's quite new for me, but yeah,
Mhm.
I will. Thank you so much. And yeah, it
Good
helps me
luck
a
with
lot.
it.
If other people, like few of my friends here, probably have some like additional tips, I'm free. I'm taught like learning. I
Well,
cannot
we
stop
have the
learning,
Discord
especially
server
English.
where
Mhm.
everybody here with different accents sometimes speaks together in a group and have group conversations. So it's a great place to learn together.
Right. Thank you, Lucas. Thank you, everyone.
We appreciate you. It can be hard to try and understand different accents. What do you guys do to be able to understand different accents? Anybody have an idea about it?
Um, Okay, Fatma first.
Hi, welcome, Fatma.
Okay, thank you. Hi. Thank you for letting me in.
Of course.
So, in my opinion, accent matters actually, but the most important thing for me is about how communicative you are in your English. I mean, how do other people can understand what you mean, what you say, and it doesn't make other people feel confused. What are you saying to them? That's all I think. So, accent can help us, but not so much important to have a good communication with other people. That's all I think. Thank you.
Good. So what do you do to be able to understand these different accents, Fatma? What do you do? Or you don't know
mean-
because you're just learning English?
Yeah, actually, I am an English teacher, but I always tell my students not to always too much paying attention to the accent, but how they can use English well and can make other people understand what they are saying. That's all.
I like that. I like that. So just a quick question in between. Do you teach like young kids or?
Yeah, I teach teenagers.
Oh, the most difficult age, or are they also fun?
Yeah, it needs so much hard work to communicate, to give motivation for them, and that's
I totally understand.
my big problem. So maybe you can give me some suggestions or advices.
What is your specific question? Because you
I
said
mean,
a lot.
how to make them interested more.
How to teach more interesting things to students? Oh, your age is
Yeah, I
very
know.
difficult because the kids around that age, they are very naughty and they get bored very easily, I think. So you
Yeah.
always need to change it up. Like that's the hard thing. I don't think any week can be the same except if you find something they really enjoy doing. And normally the things they really enjoy doing are like team challenges, you know, boys against girls, or which boy is
Yeah.
better, or those kind of things. Around that age, it's a lot about this fun kind of competition, not like, okay, you're terrible always. No, you mix it up, you change things around. You can still use movement in your teaching when you're teaching kids that age because they still have a lot of energy. When it comes to like 6-year-olds, they have more energy, but even 10-year-olds or whatever, you can let them do something like they have to move back and forth or shout words or whisper words. As long as you keep them busy with games and then you switch over to something more serious, maybe like writing or reading.
Yeah.
If you like go up and down, I think that's the best thing you can try out.
I see. I like to make them singing song.
That's always a good thing. So on Tuesdays and Thursdays, I do the live streams where we do music, and
Yeah.
normally I'll pick a topic, or I pick a specific singer for that day. Where I'm like, okay, today the topic is the last time it was about summer, I think. So the whole day is about summer. Could also try that.
Yeah, we always should know what they like to discuss, what they love to say. I mean, practicing is the most important thing for them.
Absolutely.
Just wish me
Well,
luck.
Thank you so much, and good luck teaching, of course. Good luck with teaching.
Yeah, thank you.
Anybody else have problems teaching, or what do you think about accents, guys? You're free to speak.
Teacher.
Hi, Lucas. It's again me.
Yes?
Or probably I give a chance to even why to speak. I think I had time already. Maybe he wants to say something.
It's okay. What do you want to say, F and Y?
Okay.
Okay, I'm here, teacher. No, yes, one opinion. This is something that you said. For example, if you want to learn the accent of one region, for example, I don't know, British English, you could practice that in the listening way. For example, you listen in some audios with the British, a British conversation, sometimes American conversation will help you a lot to understand the accent of one region. This is something that you mentioned, and this is something that I completely agree with you. Yeah.
Yes. And do you think there's a specific good source where you can find these things? Because I suggest YouTube, but I don't know if there's like another one.
Yeah, I don't know, teacher. I know about this, but sometimes, for example, when I practice the English with my students, I use different books, and sometimes I use a British book, and sometimes I use an American book, and try to put these audios of conversations and practice with them, and I'm practicing. Me too, yeah, because I think that both are learning the accents, yeah, because they are totally different, yeah.
That's good. That's good. I'm glad you agree with me. That makes things better, of course. But what would you say, because you're talking about it, what would you say to somebody who says it's too difficult for me to just do the listening, to just do podcasts, because podcasts are like at least B1, B2 English level to understand? What else could they do?
I don't know. Yes, I can say you need to listen more audios. Just this, or maybe music. For example, one time I said that music is something that I like a lot to practice my pronunciation, these things, and I used to listen. For example, Coldplay, has a British accent, and or other other singers or groups or bands, an American band, and this is something that this is one way to practice and to learn the accent of one region. Yeah.
Like that. So music could also be a thing. The people who just came in, what do you think about that? Learning accents through music or podcasts, which are just things you can find on YouTube or specific websites like Spotify, like Thun or Lenny. What do you think about it? Hello.
Hey.
There we go. Sorry, just quickly, how do I pronounce your name?
Oh, you can just call me Trish. That's my English name. Well, first
So
of all,
much easier. Whew.
sorry, who?
That's nice and easy, Trish. I like it.
Right. Well, thank you so much, Lucas, first of all, for having me, and hi to everybody. Personally, I think what's important than accent is pronunciation. You have to be aware that accents and pronunciation is totally different things. I don't think one accent is better than the others, but personally, I think it would be useful for the speaker for the speakers themselves if they could just like maybe soften their accent just to, it's all about like correct pronunciation and the way you enunciate words to just like be clear so the listeners can understand you easily. That's my
Absolutely.
opinion.
I always tell people you want to sound like a native, but you gotta slow down so people understand what you're
Right.
saying.
Yeah, exactly. And from my experience, being an interpreter, of course, I find one accent, maybe it's like, some accent is more challenging than others. And I think it's totally fine for you to ask them politely to repeat the sentences or like speak slower. Yeah. And I totally agree with you when you said, how can we understand or get used to certain accents? It's all about practicing, which is like you just have to keep listening and listening. So I think that is a good way.
Yes, because the mom in number 9, she is a tour guide, and she was just asking that. And you are also basically an accent professional because you hear it all the time, right? So maybe you can give her a tip on how to understand these different accents.
Yeah, just like what I said, I totally agree with you with what you suggested because most movies in English would be from Hollywood. So apparently most of them are like American accent. But yeah, again, I think that's very interesting and it's a very good piece of advice to listen to podcast or I know like YouTube, sorry, like other shows online in, different accents. People speak English with different accents. And actually, I don't know, like so many people, me as a Thai person, I feel like many people are so worried about their accent that they want to sound like native speakers, while it's actually like kind of a uniqueness. I find
That's
that
what I
like
always say. Yes.
yeah, it's very unique thing, and I feel like we all should embrace it. But it's also okay if you want to sound like native speakers or you want to sound like in a certain accent, and you just have to keep practicing. And from my experience, you just have to keep listening and imitate
Absolutely.
accent.
And
So
that is
either
what you do as an interpreter. You don't try to 100% copy what they're saying. You're just trying to interpret it the best way you can, right?
Yeah, basically. But just make sure that all the messages that I'm trying to convey is accurate.
Yes, sure, sure.
Yeah.
And just a quick question, how do you like your job as an interpreter?
I love my job. It's very interesting that I get to meet a lot of people from different like career path and everything. It's fun, and also like I've got to learn new things, a lot of things as well.
I'm so glad to hear that. Well, thank you for sharing your point of view. I think that helps a lot of
Thank
people
you.
out.
Hope so.
And people love the way you speak, by the way. I was reading the comments. They are enjoying your fluency.
Really appreciate it, guys.
Yes, she's a
Yes,
great
Thai people
speaker,
in
like
chat, unite.
pronunciation.
Yay.
Yes, tour guide mom, what do you think? Does that help you out?
Yes, I'm kind of like jealous of how the way how she speak. Like she's amazing, and like the thing is, Lucas, that of course I'm working and I could totally speak with people now, like with my customers, but still like I love to improving myself every day. Like if I have chance, then for sure about the accent, it's not like it's not important to me, but I would love to know every accent from every countries or every places in the future. So yeah, thank you. And the podcast I think would be really help. Now I'm just searching a few of the like Australian podcasts, so that really helps me a lot for sure. And the thing is, I love to speak with people from anywhere. I love to speak English. That was as a tour guide was my dream job when I was small, and I want to be standing in front of people and show my ability, like I have the capability. Then of course speaking is always hard sometimes, but body language helps for me and a lot of things. And yeah, I will keep
Yes.
improving, and the accent for sure I will have to know it one day. And so
So,
I will
like I
not
said,
stop
just
learning.
be sure to join our community because we have
Sure.
almost 1,000 people and they're all from different places on Discord and on Telegram. And they do speaking every week at least. They do a few classes together. And I know they're from all over the world. So it's a lot of fun to listen to them speak too. And that's why I like a day like today, because I can also get used to all the different accents because I don't get it a lot. So that's very nice.
Great. Thank you so much,
They sing
Lucas.
together. Oh,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah,
very
it's
nice.
yeah, I'm probably the happiest person today that I could find you on TikTok and
Mm.
join this live and
Well, welcome to the
everything.
team.
So
We're glad
yeah,
to
thank
have you
you
with us.
for sure. I'm looking forward for tomorrow, and now it's a time for us for a beautiful sleep night, and I hope to see you tomorrow.
Have a good night then.
Yeah.
See
Thank
you
you,
later.
everyone. Thank you. Have a good
Bye-bye.
night. Bye.
That's very kind. So just the interpreter, I just want to go back. She said she is jealous of you. What do you think when somebody says jealous?
Please don't be jealous. As I mentioned, I find all the accents have its own uniqueness, and I think it's something special about it. Even in one country, in England, they have different dialects as well, and I
You
think
more than
that
50.
exactly. So yeah, I just find that fascinating somehow that we can, I understand that English is a dominant language, it's a common language all over the world. But yeah, again, accent is something that makes you unique, and
Absolutely.
oftentimes people can tell where you're from, and I think that's very interesting. So please be jealous. But as I said, if you like certain accent, there's nothing wrong with it. Like if you want to sound American, if you want to sound like British, that you have the Queen's English or RP English, if you want to do that, of course you can. Just listen a lot and practice. Yeah, but either way, as I said, it's not as important as pronunciation.
In anything, I think practice makes perfect. That's what we always say.
Exactly. Practice and practice and practice.
Yes, thank you. We appreciate it. I just have to quickly bring Putra in here because Putra said, listen to the Kiwis. What do you mean, Putra? Do you want to explain
Hi.
why you said listen to the Kiwis?
No, I was just.
I'm paying attention.
Every time I remember to think that the Kiwis, many people might not know Kiwis is actually the. How do I say it? The terms that is used for New Zealand people from New
Yes.
Zealand. So, I don't know. Like talking about accent, I think it's not really. Well, because I was in Australia before, so I didn't have any trouble hearing their accent, and I've been dealing with different kind of accent from different of people, and they're totally fine. At first, I thought, but when I talk to Kiwis, wow!
Yes.
Suddenly, I must, I must put a lot of attention. So
What do you think is
so
so
that I
hard about the accent?
Many, I mean, like the way they pronounce, I don't know, like, okay, for example, I'm gonna give you like the example. So,
Mm-hmm.
how do you pronounce six?
Just 6.
Yeah, Kiwis, they will pronounce it. I'm so sorry, guys. They will pronounce it sex. So
In
there are
a
sex
very
people. Yeah,
confusing
there are
way.
sex.
Yes.
Yeah, there are sex people in this room. I was like, excuse me. I was like, okay, what are you talking about? And when I saw the audience in that room, I started to
Mm-hmm.
understand. Okay, he was referring to the number of people in that room. So,
Sure.
uh, that's really funny. Anyway.
And I think Kiwis also have specific phrasal verbs, right? Like they use specific words in
Yeah.
an order that don't make sense to anyone else.
Well, I think for Australian people also, they do have slang.
Uh-huh.
So they, instead of saying afternoon, arfo, hey mates, let's go Barbie. Oh,
Mm.
what do you mean by Barbie? Barbecue. Like they have, well, I mean, like it's really easy to, if they shorten the words, but they are something beyond that words. So
Sure.
that's sometimes really interesting, and I think that is what makes English interesting and unique.
Mm. Absolutely. English, it's
Yeah.
hard to say I want to learn English because English is so versatile as you use it. It has so many different faces to it because they're natives, but they're like 6, 7 different native countries, and then you have all the non-native speaking countries with their own accents and cultures behind them.
Yeah, exactly. And even I have spoken with an Australian, an
Uh-huh.
American, those who are native speakers. They are we already consider them as native speakers, and they also
Mhm.
sometimes have misinterpretation when it comes to speaking. That is why, like, when you are accustomed with the way of the style, I think,
Mhm.
then you will be okay with that. And then, okay, I got you. You mean this.
So do you
Yeah,
think
but
you
the
have
most,
to get used to accents just by practice?
well, I think, well, if the purpose of learning English is to, well, for me, speaking is actually uh a way or a tool for us to communicate effectively.
Mm-hmm.
So as long as you can communicate well, it means you can pronounce the words correctly,
Sure.
articulately, and then you have proper grammar, and that's all. That's the most important thing. If you go, well, if you're talking about IELTS, maybe in the test, I think it's not going to be like the indicator of the the list, the indicator of the examination, that the examiner will examine you by how strong your accents are.
Mm-hmm.
But actually, it will based on how well you pronounce, how well you put the stress on the words, how well you articulate the word,
Mm-hmm.
and that all the matters.
Exactly. I have watched a lot of IELTS Band 9, which means the highest scores. And these are not native speakers. You can clearly hear accents. but the way they make their sentences, the grammar is perfect, the way they explain themselves, and of course the volume they use and the clearness in their voice makes that they get the 9 out of 9, but they can still have their own accent, their own nature, I would say, behind them. And that's why I think, you know, accent is it somewhat matters, but in the biggest way, there are definitely things more important than accent.
Well, I think if we are talking about native people, if they are required to go for IELTS test and they have to undergo a test, for example, IELTS test, speaking test, I think they might fail it if they have really strong accent, because it's not actually the purpose of speaking. The purpose of speaking is to convey the message, the effectively, articulately, concisely, and appropriately.
Yes. So anybody else here, what do you think about accents? Because we just heard that the interpreter knows that some accents are more difficult than others, and Putra here says that there are definitely some accents really hard to understand. What do the other people in here think about accents? Maybe Barack or Jen or 中国的朋友.
你好
Hi.
Hi. Your pronunciation is very nice.
Oh, you mean my Chinese? Thank you.
Yes. For accent, I think it's okay if somebody else can understand you, because we all have accent, even UK citizens, American citizens, different country, even different region of native speakers have accent. So I think it's okay, but we should try to be how to say, and
to try to be fluent or understandable.
Yes, you must make others to understand what you're saying. So I think so accent is not the only factor, but
I also know that a lot of Chinese, they like to focus on specifically the American or British accent and try to learn that. I know a lot of Chinese kids who are very young and they speak with the fake British accent because they think it's very important, or their parents think it's very important.
For Chinese kids that want to study with study English with native speakers, like they want teacher from America, from UK, from Canada, and they want native speak teacher. But yes, so in school, and the teacher are trying to ask the students to speak more, how to say, native, or to pronounce perfect. They want the student to do like that.
Sure. Well, thank you for sharing your point of view, and you are one out of 2 Chinese who are in this chat right now, so that's good. May I quickly ask, what province are you from in China?
I'm from Shandong province.
Oh, Shandong. Okay, very nice.
Do you know?
I was in Hubei for 5 years. That's why I can speak Chinese.
Oh.
I was in Wuhan.
Wuhan. Jinan is our capital. Do you know this?
I haven't been there, sadly.
You should be there. I can give you a little introduction. Maybe it is spring city. They have hundreds of springs in Jinan city. So you can see bottle spring and 酒女
It's
spring.
okay.
Yes. And all the spring flow into a lake named Daming Lake. You know, there are many famous tales, old tales about the spring. And we have many Chinese ancient poets like Li Qingzhao. Do you know this? It's a
I
female.
don't know the poets out of my head. I know their poetry. I've read it many times.
And some ancient hero. Qin Qiong, do you know this play? This person?
Not out of my head. I'm very bad in Chinese names. But
He is
thank
one
you.
of the god of door. In Chinese Spring Festival, we put some photo on the door. You know, they're god.
Yes.
They're god, so they can protect your family. Qin Qiong is one of them. So it's from he is from Jinan.
Well, thank you for sharing. We do appreciate it, but we gotta stick with the topic.
Okay. So thank you for.
I appreciate it. Thank you for sharing your point of view. So I just wanted to ask for the people that are still here, do you think you should be proud of your accent? Is accent something you can be proud of? Maybe somebody who hasn't spoken a lot can answer the question, like Miss Jen or Lenny. And if you don't speak, I'll make place for someone else.
I think maybe it's not about being proud or not. I think it's just accident. It's not about being proud or not. I think it's that.
But accent is, your language is part of your culture. And a lot of people, they're proud of, where they're born, where they're from, and how they were raised. So what do you think about it? If you think about it in that way, guys, can you be proud of your accent? Or do you want to lose it as fast as you can?
For me, I want to be pronounced more perfect. But for culture, I think I should be proud of my culture. But I think it's different. Maybe I think it's different.
Anybody else have an opinion about if you can be proud of your accent? Because most people have it, so. Maybe Jan or Santoons or Lenny or Fatma. Because that's why I always say I am proud of my accent, because I don't speak perfect American English or perfect British English, and that's a choice. Because I lived in England before, I could have adopted the British accent, but I didn't. And I think the accent I use right now is the most clear accent for teaching English that I could have, compared to American, where they will short a lot of words. And that's why I'm maybe not proud, but I'm very satisfied that this is my current accent, and I wouldn't want to change it anytime soon. What do you think about that?
For me, it's not about being proud of your accent, but I would rather say that it is something that you can embrace. And then if you want improvement, then of course you can. If you want to sound better or sound as close to native speakers, of course you can. I think that is a very good motivation. It's all about improvement, that's all.
Yes. Do you think your accent will automatically improve while you're improving your grammar and pronunciation and those kind of things?
Yeah, sure. I think I can if I work hard enough, and I think the same as everybody that can improve the accent, the grammar, vocabulary, and that's just everything. If you, but it requires hard work. I'm not gonna lie. There's no shortcut.
Of course. Yes. What was for you the hardest thing to improve about English?
Oh, speaking from someone who has been studying for like 20 years and still learning, probably like phrasal verbs or idioms.
Oh yes.
Because yeah.
I heard today that there's more than 5,000 phrasal verbs, and I was like,
Mm.
no wonder English is so difficult.
I think those are kind of difficult for me. But then, apart from like learning in school, in the class, you also like learn from everyday life as well. And, at certain point, it kind of like surprised me when I can just like, that's when I know that I'm getting fluent in English, when it just comes to you naturally, if you know what I mean. Like, this, like, what it means, or like what kind of like what preposition that you have to use with these words or
Yes.
phrases. Yeah.
Yeah, for me, learning English was very strange because it didn't really feel like learning. I started when I was like 7 or 8 because of fun, because I was watching movies and playing games. So I always knew the right grammar, but I didn't know why it was correct. It just felt right. I was like, I know I can speak English fluently because this feels right, but why it is right, I only understood after I became a teacher and I went through all the grammar rules, and I was like, okay, yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Exactly.
Like,
If you go
the
ask
feeling.
like native speakers, they would say like the exact same thing. But like, I don't know how to explain. I just grow up speaking it and using it, but there's no explanation per se.
Exactly. Anybody else? What do you think about accents while you're in the voice chat with us?
Hello, everybody.
Hello. Welcome.
I think the accent is very important, but I try to have a good accent, but still I don't have a good accent. I want to have a British accent. But for me, it's very difficult, and I don't know how to practice and where should I speak and which app should I use.
All
That's
right,
why
so what have you done so far to try and improve your accent specifically?
just watching some videos from the YouTube, and sometimes I practice with them and repeating, but still my accent is not good.
Mm. Are you just repeating or are you also listening to yourself?
What mean by the listening yourself?
Well, one tip I always say, one of my favorite techniques to improve English is shadowing, which means you're just like repeating after someone, but you do it almost at the same time. So you really get the speed and the tone too. But I always say while you are shadowing, the best thing you can do is record your own voice, because your voice sounds different to you when you're saying it or when you listen back to your voice. For example, if I listen to my voice right now, it sounds more smooth than if I record my voice and listen back. I'm like, okay, my English sounds worse than it sounds if I'm speaking like this. So I always say record your own voice and just listen back. And everybody dislikes their own voice in the beginning because you're like, who is this person? Why do I sound like this? But you're going to get used to it and you're going to find places where you can improve, which you do not hear when you just speak like this. I have this a lot with my videos where I'll record a video and I'm like, okay, it sounds good. I watch the video and I'm like, why am I speaking so slow in this video? And then I'll do it again and I'm like, okay, now it's better. It sounds better. So my favorite thing to do is to improve your own English or voice, your pronunciations, is just record your own voice and listen. Because just repeating, it doesn't really work, because you're not paying enough attention to, okay, I'm gonna follow him, but am I really following him, or am I just quickly copying him?
Yes, you're right. But sometimes when I do, I really hate my voice because it's very strange and it's very worse. Even when I speaking with people, I shy a little. Maybe my English is not good. Maybe I don't speak good, and my voice is something like different, and I can't pronounce the words in good way. And when I hear another person and I really like it, how wow, the person speaking very well, but I'm not like him or her. It's make me
Well,
very
it's like I just said, and I can show you, like, people who are listening right now, if you do not like your own voice, just say yes in the chat. And I can guarantee it's more than 50%. And it's just because it's not the voice you are used to. Your voice sounds different because, like I said, when we speak like this, we don't only hear with our ears, but we also get the vibration through our bones. So it's like two different voices at the same time. And then when you record, it just sounds different. So you have to get used to it like anything. And after a while, you will start appreciating your own voice because you're getting used to it, and you're gonna hear your improvements coming, and you're like, okay, this sounds much better, and it's my own kind of voice now. Because I think, like we said, maybe you're not proud of your voice, but you should be happy at least with your own improvements and where you maybe were 1 year ago and where you are now. It's always a big improvement.
Yes, you're right. And also, I have problem and some when I in my writing when I write, I have problem on punctuation that I don't use well. But I know all about that. And but when I read a topic, I should put the punctuation. I make a lot of mistakes. I have also this problem. And also, I don't know which app should I use for speaking and making my pronunciation better. If you have something like that, or if there is some groups or something that I can practice with the people, if I speak online, which is like this, that when I see your video, it's my first time that I'm watching you, I really get happy because it's very good way of speaking with the people and improve your speaking.
Okay, so let me answer your question. For specific pronunciations, I wouldn't use a single app. And that is just because I think, even though Duolingo and the other language apps are good apps for when you are just starting out, when it comes to pronunciation, there is only one way, and it's speaking. You have to speak as much as you can, and you have to pay attention to those accents you want to get close to. So if it's American or British, you got to pay attention to these people, and you got to speak a lot. Also, you know, it's just about practicing to take away the little things that make you sound less like a native, if that's what you're looking for. So talking to real people, and that's why we have the community on Discord and Telegram. Discord has almost 1,000 people, Telegram almost has 2,000 people, and you can just join these people, and sometimes they're doing a speaking practice together, helping each other improve. Many of them are in the chat right now. So you can just join those. It's all free, and just go to learnwithlucas.com, and the links are right there. You can just click on whatever you want.
Thank you so much. I'm really happy to speak with you.
It is our pleasure to have you with us. What do other people think? Do you think your accent is important or not? I see Chrisley, Santoons, you've been here. Or Lanny?
Yes, can I say something?
Yes, go ahead.
All right, I've been listening to these people here in this room. I'm from Indonesia, where I've been learning English since, it is like my whole life. Since I was a child. Um, yeah, with my teachers in junior high, because I didn't get my English in elementary actually, because they just started in junior high. It's kind of uh, bad luck for us, like other country.
It is
They
not
started
easy
from
learning
early
over there.
childhood. It is sure, but I encourage people to speak in since they were kids, So because I used to be a teacher in one of the international school in Jakarta in Indonesia,
Okay.
and yeah, I've been learning. I've been teaching them since 3 years old and 2.5 years old. So yeah, I encourage people and their kids to start learning English, because if they're started from junior high or uh, yeah, junior or senior high, it'll be too late for them. Yeah, so
Yes.
that's why many people in Indonesia, maybe about 80% or 85% in Indonesia, they still struggling to start to speak English, because they've been learning English but not speaking. You know what I mean, right? So they're
Exactly.
still struggling how to
People
speak.
never
Yeah,
realize that there's a big difference between learning and speaking English. And I always need to
it
tell
is.
them to stop learning and start
Yeah,
speaking.
yeah, yeah. And they've been learning English, but they just memorizing all the tenses, all the 16 tenses, if I'm not mistaken,
Yes.
right? Until now. So that's
And I
that's a
feel
big
like,
problem.
yeah, then they will ask you or me about a specific tense, and I always say I have no idea what you're talking about. Please just give me a sentence so I know what you mean. Because I don't know
Yeah,
all the
yeah.
tenses out of my head. I have no idea because I've just been speaking a lot
See?
without thinking too much
Yes.
about am I doing it right or not. I just did it. What I do want to note, next week I'll be in Indonesia and I will fly to Jakarta
Yeah,
first. And
that's good.
the last 2 weeks I have been in Vietnam. And what I've seen is that the children, they're so enthusiastic. Like I'll just walk on the streets and the kids, they always talk to me in English. They're always like, hello,
Wow,
nice to meet you.
awesome.
So I can see they really want to learn it and they're really excited about it.
Yeah, yeah. But the problem, the teachers, they haven't, they're still struggling themselves to speak English.
Yes.
So I don't
Yes.
have any degree to show everyone that well, I just graduated from senior high. I'm 45 years old, and just my education is still that's the highest level that I could reach, a senior high. But when I teach English with and speaking English with everyone, you know they just like how do you how you been learning English, or yeah, all this long, because when you speak to other people, when you learn by like watching movies, yeah. But please, from now on, when you watch movies, please without the subtitle, otherwise you get yourself
Yeah.
headache. You're
I
not
think
focusing on speaking, right?
not. The problem is people just like to be comfortable, but if you want to improve your English, sometimes you have to just challenge yourself enough where maybe you don't understand, but you're learning. And that's hard because
Yeah.
people sometimes just want to sit back and relax while watching a movie. But you can't just stare at the subtitles all the time.
See, yeah, that's what I meant. Yeah. So
I totally understand.
start from learning the way it's not about the accent. It's not how you learn how to speak to other people, whether in your own country or maybe especially native speaker, right? Because I've been dealing with foreigners or expats, yeah, and 7 years back in the day, since 2000 and 2007. Uh, yeah, in that school with expats like British, American. So different accents that I've been dealing with. So it's not about the accent, you have to start your own accent and build your you know pronunciation to speak to everyone by that.
Yeah, yeah,
That's what matters.
exactly.
Yeah.
And I think the most important thing is that pronunciation is the thing that helps you the most. It's gonna help you be understandable to most people. And like I said, you can always have that accent. It's fine as long as you are articulating and pronouncing well enough. Then anyone can
Yes.
understand you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Thank
And
you.
I'm
Thank
just
you.
curious, because you're a teacher, like what tip would you give to, because you're teaching young kids, but what tip would you give to these English learners maybe struggling with their accent?
Yeah, those who still struggle with the English, keep doing it. More speaking and more listening, because when you're getting older, it's getting hard to learn English, right? I bet, yeah, it's getting harder. But it doesn't mean that you stop learning, right? So especially when you plan to go abroad, or you're getting married with someone like out of the country. Yeah, that's the most motivating that they can motivate you to speak English, or maybe you will get a friend or anything that kind of that motivate you the most to speak English or learning English. That's all.
Oh, don't you think motivation comes from having a goal, like you want something out of your English?
Exactly. Yes. So you have to make it. You have to stress it, right? So you have to address which one that you like the most, or the goal or the aim that you want the most. So it will motivate you day by day. Learning from we are learning from the scratch, right? So yeah, just keep doing it
So
whatsoever.
just a last question: how did you use to motivate those super young kids? Because I don't know if they understand motivation.
Yeah, like children love to play, right? So while they're playing, we're just talking with them in English, of course.
Sure.
But sometimes, yeah, maybe we just talk in Bahasa, but mostly in English. They will remember
Yes.
very fast, rather than older people.
Yes.
So
We
that
wish we
motivates
could
me.
learn as fast as they did and have as much energy as they do.
Yeah, I think, yeah, they have their own reason for that, I'm sure.
Yes.
I'm sure.
Yes. Well, there's a few reasons that kids just learn English much faster, and the older you get, the more hard it gets. Number one is that kids, they don't know shyness, they don't know mistakes, they just do. They don't care. And that's how you learn, like by doing, not by thinking and learning all the time, just by
Exactly.
doing. If
Yes.
they want to speak in English,
Yeah.
they will. And number two is kids just have way more time, because the older you get, the more responsibilities you have with family, friends, those kind of things. And kids, they, whatever, they're sucking on their thumb while speaking English, and they can learn very fast.
Yeah, we have the at the time, I taught them how to read as well, from the books, which is leveled from 0 until maybe 22 or 40 levels. That every levels, they have the reading session, and it's getting many and many words that they have to read. So yeah, don't forget, you have to learn how to read as well.
Yes. Well, thank you so much for sharing your points of view as a teacher. We really do appreciate it. I always appreciate another teacher sharing their thoughts.
Thank you, thank you, thank you for being here, for having me.
It's our pleasure. So Santuns or Orlani or Kaina, you've been sitting here for a while. You like say hello?
Hi, teacher.
Hello.
Hi, teacher. How are you?
We are doing well.
I really sick. I'm from Venezuela.
And what do you think about accents? Is it difficult?
I really speak English. Different language. Venezuela. I learn English and course 1 month. And understand? My friends learn Spanish. I'm speaking English.
And can you so far understand everybody here?
I am nurse speaking English.
That's good.
I hear English music. I'm nervous.
It's okay, you are great.
Yes. I course a teacher Valeria. And most difficult speak it. I really learns. Como decir,
I appreciate your introduction.
See.
And we're glad you're here learning with us.
Every day, I'm watching teacher internet. ¿Cómo decir teacher?
I hope you can learn a lot from it.
Yes. I little.
Good.
My son speaking English, and my daughter little speaking English. Bueno, como decir, ahí voy.
Okay, again, thank you for sharing. We appreciate it. But we got to go back to the topic now because we're talking about accents.
Yes. I'm watching it every day and you.
Appreciate it. Well, I hope you keep on listening to what people say about accents.
Excellent.
Thank you so much.
Bye.
We appreciate it. Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right, let me invite some new people into the chat, guys. Give me a second. You can just, down there is a button, multi-guest. You just click on it and I will get you into the chat. But you gotta give me a second because it takes me a while to get you in here. All right. Anybody who is in here, what do you think about accents, guys? Just speak. You don't have to wait for me to ask you a question. It's a group
Okay, may
chat.
I?
Yes, go ahead.
Well, even though I think accent is not really like the most important thing of all, but I think accent somehow on the other side can bring some benefits to
Uh-huh.
as a promotion to your country. So when you listen or you hear someone speaking English from a certain country with their accent, with their strong accent,
Mm-hmm.
you will easily spot them. Oh, this
You
one
know where
is
they're from, right?
probably, yeah, exactly. So actually, by having a certain of accent is actually helping your country to promote more into be well known, to be more
Sure.
popular. So
So do you
that's what I'm talking about.
Yes. So do you wanna do you wanna promote your country right now?
Well, I'm from Indonesia. I think like I'm real proud of my Indonesian accent
I think we
definitely.
have a lot of Indonesians in chat right now, so no need to promote. There's a lot of people here. Yeah, normally when it comes to my content, Vietnamese and Indonesians are always the number 1 and 2 watching my videos. So it's always
Vietnam, I
just
think Vietnam, Indonesian, Vietnamese, Indonesian, and Thai.
yes,
I'm,
they're
I'm
always switching around when it comes to my content. So I'm glad you guys are here, and that's the reason I'm in Vietnam right now. And late next week, I will be in Indonesia.
Oh, cool. Okay. Hope you'll be having a lot of fun in Vietnam and Indonesia. And
I've
in
never been to Indonesia, so
anyway.
I'm looking forward to hearing all your accents.
Okay. Tell us about it, okay?
Hello, guys. Hello, welcome. I just keep inviting people, and they just keep leaving. Guys, don't don't request if you're not gonna. Welcome, everybody. Abby or Korean friend or any JH, Harry, hi.
Hello,
Hi,
I am Danielle.
Welcome.
I'm from Indonesia. So how I call you?
More Indonesians, let's go.
I'm sorry.
No, that's a good thing, right? Never say
thank
sorry for
you.
that.
Thank you. But how I call you?
What do you mean, how you call me?
What's your name?
Lucas, nice to meet you.
Oh, Lucas. Oh, thank you, Lucas. Thank you so much. You invite me to your live streaming.
Well, we're glad to have you here, and of course, every Indonesian, no matter where you're from, is welcome. There.
Sorry, Lucas. Can
So-
you read it for me?
You are very welcome here. So, what do you think about your accent?
Oh, I don't think about it. I just want to speak English fluently and well because my English not so good, but I have to learn more and to try to speak up.
And what do you think about Putra's English? The guy who was just speaking.
Oh, what you mean? Sorry.
What do you think about Putra's English? Can you hear that he is from Indonesia?
Oh, you mean Putra's nip?
Yes.
Yes, that sound is good. So
No, I'm
I
just curious if you guys have typical Indonesian accent because it sounds really clean.
Yes, I think so because I hear just little bit, not much.
That's good. And I'm curious, do you think that in Indonesia, because it's really, really big, do you think people from different islands have a different English accent?
Yes, I think so. Because before I have to stay in Hong Kong 2 years, so the accent is so different with Indonesia, Malaysia, Singapore. I think
Sure.
so. Every country is different accents,
Mm.
but it's no matter. The important thing is we can understand what we speak up.
Absolutely, absolutely. You can have an accent as long as you can understand each other. Everything is fine, I think.
Yes, I think so. But some Indonesian want to be British accent, but I don't know
Mm.
why.
Well, everybody has a preference, right? So some people can definitely go for a British or American accent, and there's nothing specifically wrong with it. It's just a preference.
Yes, I think so. But if they can do it, just do it. So for me, it's not matter about the accents. I want to speak English only, and everyone can understand what I say.
Well, I can ask right now if April or JH or Abby, can you understand everything she's saying?
Yes,
Yeah.
Because they're
I
here.
understand what she
Yeah.
say.
So thank you,
See?
Lucas.
There you go. You're so welcome. We appreciate you being with us. And of course, you can join the community on Discord or Telegram for free if you want to keep speaking.
Oh, really?
Of course. If you go to learnwithlucas.com, all my social links are in one place. So you can just go to join the
Oh,
Discord.
okay. I will join.
The link is on my profile.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, Lucas. Oh, I'm sorry. I answer was Harry Jake. Which room?
What do you mean, which room?
No, someone typing in this room asked me, this is Cherry in the side room. So I don't know which room.
No, it's not. This person does not have Discord, so it's a different one, guys. We're getting a lot of members now in Discord, so maybe people get almost the same names.
I think so.
Well,
I think
we're
so.
glad to have you with us, and thank you for sharing your story. So let's go back to the main question, and if anybody who just came in wants to answer that question, do you think that accents matter? Yes or no?
For me, it doesn't matter actually. So, I mean, as long as, we do understand what we are talking about, or we understand what someone is talking, or like, what matters most is that he or she pronounce the words correctly. So it doesn't matter to me about the accent or something like that. But
Very
hello,
good.
hello, Teacher Lucas. This is
Glad to have
this
you
is my
here.
account. Actually, this is Marielle. Yes, Dita.
I can hear that. Welcome.
Hello. This is
Are
my
you
first
from
time
the
to join you
Philippines?
in your live stream, so I'm
Yes.
just
For the people that don't know, Marielle is very active on our Discord server in the community, so you can always talk to Marielle there.
hello.
And how
Lucas,
do you?
you are live streaming every day?
Yes, but every day we do something different. So this is actually the very first day that I do a 9-person chat.
Oh, that's good. But
Yes.
I'm so understand what you say. You are native speaker, but I can understand what you say. So thank you so
I'm
much.
not a native speaker.
Oh, are you really?
I'm Dutch. So Dutch is my first language, English is my second, and Chinese is my third. If you go to my profile, the first line on my profile is learner for learners. Because I'm just like you. I learned English when I was very young, and right now I speak it as fluently as my native language. I do everything in English. I think in English, write in English, dream in English, because it's become so natural. to me. So I like to show people that no matter if you're native or not, your English can be as fluent as you want it to be.
Okay, okay. You can speak English, Chinese. No. I mean, you can speak Chinese also?
Yes, because I lived in China for a couple of years.
Wow, so amazing. So thank you so much, Lucas. Just next.
We appreciate you having you with us. There we go. And Abby, what do you think about what Marielle just said? Accent is not that
Hi
important, but
everyone. Can you hear me, Lucas, and everyone?
Yes, we can. Welcome.
Okay, cool. I think this is my first time to join like live streaming, especially in TikTok.
Oh,
Yeah, so thank you so much.
I
for having me.
understand.
And also more Indonesian. So hi Kak Cherry and Bang Putra.
Indonesians are dominating today. I don't know where the Vietnamese are.
Because you're going to Indonesia next week.
But I am in Vietnam right now, and I have been in Vietnam for 2 weeks.
I know. And I just knew that you were Dutch. That's very
Yes,
cool
correct.
because I think we got a lot of connection in the past. So I think when you come to Indonesia, you're gonna learn a lot more about the Netherlands and also Indonesia.
Yes,
And by the way,
I'm
about
never
the-
sure if I
yeah.
need to say sorry or not, but in general, I think it's okay.
Forgiven.
Where place you will come to Indonesia, Lucas? Bali?
So the idea is, I just decided that today, so it's good to tell you guys. The idea is that the 24th, I will fly to Jakarta.
Oh.
And I'll be sure to organize some kind of event where I'm just gonna say, okay, I am in this coffee shop. If you want to meet me, just show up or something like that. Or I'm in this city, whatever.
But Jakarta
Actually,
is far
I live-
away from me.
Actually, I live outside of Jakarta in Bandung, if you
Mhm.
know it. But we have like this kind of high-speed train. So it's kind of like 30 minutes from my city to Jakarta. So let's see if I can meet you.
Well, yeah. So
Abby, congratulations, you will meet with Lucas.
Let's see.
well, that's why I say I can just come by there, and I think it's a unique opportunity. And the one problem is that Indonesia is really, really big, so I can't go everywhere.
Yeah. Even
But
I
decided
can't really
from
explore.
from where I am now, from flying from Ho Chi Minh in a week to Jakarta is the fastest. So I just start in Jakarta, and then I'll see if I go to a different island or I'll travel to Jakarta first. We'll see how it goes.
Whoa, you will go to Bali?
Yes, I considered Bali, but I also considered that I don't have any money, which is a problem if I want to go to Bali.
You are so
Or if
funny.
you want to go to like Bali, like in Jakarta, we have like 1,000 islands. So some of the island is like looks like Bali.
That's what I said. It's such a problem. I don't think people realize how big Indonesia is.
Yeah. I was like,
You have like
Bali looks
17,000
like
islands in total or something.
17,000, yes. Even we as Indonesian, we can't really explore all the island because like the domestic flight is so expensive. So we rather spend our money to go abroad, you know? So it's like
I
think
totally
it's-
understand.
Yeah. It's quite
Yes,
pity, you know.
you
Like
are right.
we really want to explore like, you know, other parts of Indonesia also. So yeah.
I do believe now that today I've talked to a lot of Indonesians that I feel like your accent is very clear. Like your accent is very close to just clean English compared to other Asian countries. It's very easy to understand.
Because some people say if Indonesia have a flexible tongue.
Yeah, maybe because we also have like 700 languages here in Indonesia that are being spoken. So I think we are kind of used to exposed to different dialect. You see what I mean? Like different accent.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And we are easy to adapt to like new accent. So I don't know, maybe that's
Yeah.
also the reason. In fact, we
It's
also
like
learn
Dutch
that
when they're
bahasa
learning English,
Indonesia
maybe.
at school. Yeah, that's why.
Like that. Well, that's very nice. And like I said, I think Indonesians have been and Vietnamese have been very excited about learning English, because it of course gives you guys a lot of positive prospects for the future too. If you speak good English, it can definitely help out, right?
Agree.
Or do you do it just to make friends?
Exactly. Also, this is my very, very first time like in your live stream. I don't know if you have like any kind of website, Discord kind of thing. I think I might join you guys. So thank you so much for
So
assisting. So
if you go to my profile,
Thank you.
there's a link to the
Okay.
website with just all the social links. So you can just go to the Discord and the Telegram and join those.
Will do. Thank you. Thank you, Beth.
Great Dutch. Yes, you can see everybody is down now like, join Discord, guys, join this. You can, if you can't find it, anybody, the link is on my profile. But if you can't find the link, just send me a private message. All right, so I'm curious to hear from Annie and April. What do you think about Cherry's and Abby's English accent?
Yeah, I think Cherry and Abby talk very easy. When I listening, I understand that's all the conversation they're talking about. Yeah. Yeah, I'm from Vietnam and I'm living in Asian town now. Yeah, last week I saw you live stream around at the beach in Da Nang City.
Yes,
Yeah.
and I'm still here.
Oh, you are still in Da Nang now?
Yes. For the next 3 days, I'll stay in Da Nang, and then the last 4 or 5 days in Vietnam, I'll be in Ho Chi Minh City.
Yeah, I hope your trip going well.
Well, the beach is beautiful, and there are not many tourists, so it's a beautiful place here.
Yeah. Did you take a look to come to Hoi An Old Town?
I thought about it, but it's just because I do all the English teaching. I don't have a lot of time to just take a full day to travel to these places. Even though I know Hoi An and Hue are very nice places around Da Nang to go to.
Yeah, I see.
Do you have like a favorite place where you like to go in Vietnam?
Me? Yeah, many play like from the north, from the center, and from the south. But my favorite to go from the normal like Sapa, or Ha Long Bay or Ha Giang. Yeah, on the top of mountain now is Ha Giang, so beautiful now, and a lot of tourists to check in there by motorbike.
I see, yes. Motorbikes are like the number one thing in Vietnam. Is that in Indonesia the same, guys? While you're here, I can ask you.
Yes, in Indonesia also.
I am like the only person walking in Da Nang on the street. Everybody always takes a motorbike everywhere.
Have you tried ride motorbike, Lucas?
Oh, I can. It's just because I just enjoy walking. I just enjoy taking the time to get somewhere, or if it's too far, I'll just take a taxi. It's fine.
Is it the first time you come to Indonesia, Lucas?
Yes. I've never been to Indonesia.
So you will see the crowded traffic in Indonesia. So welcome to the jungle.
Oh, that's okay. I mean, I lived in China, in a city of 11 million people. So when people say it's crowded here, it's nothing compared to Chinese cities.
But in China, nobody use the motorcycle, right?
Oh, you don't know. It's such a mess in some cities. Like, they say that foreigners, I was in Hanoi, and they say foreigners are scared because of all the bikes everywhere and no traffic lights and everything. But in China, it's worse. So I was very comfortable just walking straight through the traffic here. It's just, you get used to these things after a while. Because the cities here maybe have a few million people, but most Chinese cities have above 10 million people. And in most cities, you cannot have motorbikes like in Indonesia and Vietnam, but there are electric bikes.
Oh
So,
yes.
and there are way more than that, and they go faster than the bikes here. Like they can go like 50, 60 kilometers per hour, while these normally in the city, they go like 30, 40 maybe.
Oh, so I think if you come to Indonesia is not
It's all right. The most,
yes.
the biggest thing I'm curious about in Indonesia specifically is how much of my Dutch heritage can I find there, and how good is the food?
In Indonesia, so not pricey, so cheaper food in Indonesia. You can eat anything, the delicious food, but the price is so cheaper. So you
That's
not
always
much
good.
more money in Indonesia for just for it. I mean,
Of course, of course. But like food is very important, and I think Asian food is really, really good in general. Like if you get
yeah.
used to Chinese food, it's really good. Most foreigners love Vietnamese food, and Indonesian food I've also heard a lot about. So
Yes, I love Chinese food, but I never come to Vietnam. Any nice to meet you.
So if you
well,
have
hope we get a
so much
chance.
time, let's go to Hoi An, Vietnam. Yeah, Vietnam not far from your country, so
Oh, I
yeah.
have to save money first and then come to there.
Yeah, that's always the thing, right?
Yes, I
Not
think so.
the reason why I chose Jakarta first is because Jakarta is the closest flight from Ho Chi Minh, and it's like $100 in I don't know in Indonesian money, but
But mostly some people come to Indonesia. The first place is Bali.
yes, and I considered Bali first before, but then but then I don't have money, so Jakarta is better.
But it's okay. Enjoy to Jakarta, Lucas.
And also because eventually I'll obviously fly back to my home country of the Netherlands, and the best flight opportunities were from Jakarta and not from Bali. I've checked every single island almost. I also checked Sulawesi and Lombok, but Jakarta seemed to be the best place.
Yes, because Jakarta is the mother city of Indonesia.
Mm,
So
interesting.
everyone want to come to Indonesia.
Yes, I think we did a good advertisement for Indonesia.
Yes. But I don't want to be there because so hard for me.
Mm. It's all right. It is all right. Well, thank you so much for sharing that, Sherry and Abby and Annie. We appreciate you. So, anybody else who just came in? Nicolette, welcome back.
Yeah, hello.
Hello, long time no speaking.
Yeah, long time. How have you been? I think I miss a lot here.
I have been great. For the people that don't know, yes, this is Nicolette with her very cute voice.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you for the compliment.
Of course, of course. You know they love you.
Can
Have
you
you been?
introduce you about more, Nicholas?
Sorry, can you repeat that again, Annie?
Can you, Nicholas? Can you introduce you about you more? Where are you from?
Me, myself? Sure.
Okay,
Or Nicolette?
sure.
Yeah,
Nicolette.
Okay, guys, hello. I'm Nicolette. I'm from Indonesia. I'm 28 years
Oh,
old,
Indonesia also.
and
Oh my
I'm a
God.
worker.
Many
All
people
Yeah,
in
that's
the
it.
group
Indonesia?
from
Yeah.
Indonesia.
Yes,
I'm
Don't do
from
this on
Peru.
purpose, guys.
How about
JH, where are you
potatoes?
from?
Where are you from?
Peru. I'm from Peru. My name is Hudson.
Okay. That's good. So we're spread out right now.
The better for in the wood in the world in Peru.
Well, welcome. And we welcome you to the Asian chat mostly. And I'm curious because we obviously have Chinese friend here. How about Patu? Great name.
Hello.
Where are you
Hello.
from? Hi.
Well, I need to chime in because you said that there's not so many Vietnamese people here, and I am Vietnamese, but right now I'm based in Finland, so
Okay.
not exactly the case. But yeah, I'm from Vietnam and I'm Vietnamese. Been in Finland for 6 years, almost 7 years, and yep, nice to meet you all.
Well, we're
Nice to
glad to have you
Hello.
here.
Well, I like your voice. Yeah.
Thank
We are from
you.
Vietnam, the same. Two Vietnamese in the group.
Yay! But I heard
love
from your accent
I love
like you're from the
speaking
south
English.
and I'm from the north. So yeah, we represent the two regions from Vietnam. I'm from the north and she's from the south.
And I'm in the middle right now.
Oh yeah. I'm not good with those, so I don't know. You're in Da Nang right now, right? So it's in the
Yes.
middle. I
The
don't know. I
third
have
biggest city
no
of
idea.
Vietnam.
Okay. Yeah, I've
You
been
have
there a
Hanoi,
couple of
then you have Ho
times.
Chi Minh, then you have Da Nang.
Yeah, I'm from Hanoi. Yeah,
Very interesting.
it's amazing.
Yes.
Lucas, not
And of
far
course,
from
Peru
me.
is in the
It's
house.
just about 25 far from me. 25 kilometers far from me.
That's not that far.
Yeah,
The life
not
in Peru, Lucas?
1 hour by motorbike.
Yes. Yes, give me 1 sec. So Peru and I think it's Peru and Dominican Republic are the most viewers from South America. So welcome.
Yeah.
I'm glad you are here. And just because you're from a different continent, what do you think about these Asian accents? Can you easily understand the people from Vietnam and Indonesia? JH?
Tell me, sorry.
Can you easily understand everybody who is speaking right now?
Oh my, I recently finished my class in English, my English class, and I'm trying now understand the speak the other partners, the other people here, but I applying for to travel in the cruise ship, and it's very necessary improve my speak, and
Sure.
now I'm here, but I want practice.
Well, welcome. I'm glad you're here with us. So, do you think improving your accent is difficult?
I don't. It's not difficult. Yeah, but I can understand the many words, and only only answer the words the understand, because it's because I'm afraid now. Actually, I'm afraid to speak.
What would the people here tell JH321 because he's afraid to speak?
Why you afraid? Just speak up. You have to be confident to speak up. You can do it. Also
Yeah.
me, I'm not my English not fluently, but I just try to speak up. So everyone here can understand what I say is enough for me. So the next I have to improve my English, learn more day by day, and then I hope my English will be better than now.
Sure.
And
Sure.
I also think practice makes perfect. So as long as you practice every day and you try to talk to foreigners, I guess, so your accent will be better. And also, I don't think about accent is not that important actually. The best thing is you try to pronunciation. Your pronunciation should be like better and clear. So as long as people can understand you, then it's all
Yeah.
good. And the practice thing is just like if you want to be like pro and to like to be satisfied with yourself, so you can learn the accent. But the accent is not that important actually for me, I think.
Yes. Yes. Papato. Yes. Your sound is so clearly and wow, amazing. I
Oh,
like
really?
your sound.
Thank you.
Yes.
Yes.
Thank
Yes.
you. Thank
So
you.
You're welcome.
JH, does that help you out, or do you feel more insecure now?
yeah.
I really think people or the native speakers are, those are the things that can help you achieve the most neutral accent that you want to achieve. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yes.
to me, the native having the native accent never really matters to me. But I guess if you really want to achieve that one, for you to be able to achieve having the most neutral accent, you have to immerse yourself with the native, of course, since you want to achieve the neutral or the American accent or whatever accent you want to have.
Sure.
By the way, I'm from the Philippines. My name is Greg. I'm 28.
Let's go. Yeah,
Yeah.
I thought I add another Asian country, not more Indonesians. But I saw your flag, so I was like, let's add an Indonesian or a Filipino to the chat.
Yeah, I'm from the Philippines, by the way, and in the Philippines, in my country, the English language, of course, it's everywhere. Like it's one of our official languages here in the Philippines.
Yes, in China there are a lot of Filipino
I bet you
English
know
teachers.
that already, Lucas, right?
Yeah.
And that's why I'm saying, in general, Vietnamese and Indonesians, they're very good at English. But I've always knew that Filipinos were very good at it because you see them a lot in China, like teaching English, and they're very natural at it. Maybe you can hear their accents, but their grammar is perfect, and the way they teach is a lot of fun.
But I think Filipina is the second language is English, right?
Yeah, it's one of our official languages here in the Philippines, aside from the Tagalog and the Filipino languages. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
And
because I have friend from Filipina also can speak English fluently because they said
Exactly.
the second language is English.
Like I bet 99%, if not 100%, I bet 99% of the Filipino population can really speak English fluently, at least basic. We have the basic English at least. If not every one of us can actually speak the language fluently, but at least we have the basic knowledge when it comes to English language.
Don't worry, it's not a competition, guys. We are all learning English together.
This is
So
part
Lucas,
of the
thank you so much
brain-taking that we're doing right now.
for invite me to your live streaming. So I have to go down now because I'm sleepy already. So I have to go
Understand.
sleep and then tomorrow wake up early. So thank you so much. Thank you all. Nice to meet you all. So thank you so much. Bye bye.
Good luck and hope to see you again.
Bye.
Good night, Cherry.
Thank you.
There we go. Well, that's very kind. I'm glad to have people from different places talk about accents today and just practicing together. I think that's the best thing you can do. And you do see that you don't really need native speakers. The thing you need most is just practice. That's the most important thing. So I am curious because some of you have super clean English. So I'm curious, like Nicolette. Somebody was just talking about you doing a voiceover.
Yeah, many people think I use voice changer or thinking yeah, become voiceover, but no, I'm not. I can't change my voice. This is my real voice. And about accent, I don't really think about my accent or British accent, American, but I just copying people when they're talking. Yeah, I just make it my own accent.
But let me tell you, Nicolette, just so you know, just because you have the strong accent compared to the most neutral or the native ones
That about it is
doesn't
just
make you less of a person, you
accepting
know.
it and being yourself.
Exactly. It never makes you less of a person just because you have the accent that you know that is not neutral or that is not native. You know what I'm saying?
Yes. I'm curious
It's
if
never,
anybody
again, it's
here
never a
ever got any
competition.
hate for their accent. Like somebody said, you can barely speak English. You have such a heavy accent. Anybody here ever had someone say that to them?
No.
That's good. Then I'm the only one that gets it.
I think
No,
many
I
people
like to
just
make
want to
people
be
get
like
the accent actually.
American or British, or maybe in my place, I mean in Indonesia, like they use a Japanese accent.
Really?
Yeah, really.
Oh, interesting.
Wait, but is it for real? Like people use accent as like bullying? Like they will judge you through your accent? Because I would never see it as a thing because I have so many friends as American or British, and they would never judge any kind of accent, or they do it behind our back or something, but I would never hear anyone say it straight in front of my face ever. So hearing your story or something like you said, like you have been through these kind of thing, so I feel really weird because I never been experienced anything like that ever.
Doesn't care about your accent, you know?
Yeah, no one cares. Yeah, like native speaker, they don't really care about it, or they don't even try to fix you if you pronounce any word
Exactly.
wrong or something. They don't care. They just try to understand you, or if you pronounce
Thing I
it
tell
wrong,
them is,
they would be
okay,
like, come
but
again,
if
and then you,
if I'm not
yeah.
perfect, then you do it. You can be the TikTok English teacher. I don't care. I'm happy to send people to your TikTok, so they can learn with you. Go ahead. But I always say, I'm a learner just like you guys. I am still improving. Even like the interpreter said, after 20 years, I've been speaking English for 20 years, I still learn things. And that's the interesting thing about it. Fluency is not just a point, it's just a journey where you're always busy with.
Yeah.
Facts.
Yeah, exactly.
Welcome, Samurai.
So for me, it doesn't matter accent because you can express your feeling. You can talk with other. You can share your ideas. It doesn't matter that you have an accent. If the other people can understand you, you can talk, and that is important.
Absolutely. It is just about trying, mostly. Because for most people, they're just learning to improve. But trying to speak and explain yourself and to communicate, that's what a language is for. So I think I'm just curious, Samurai, somebody asked you, where are you from? Since most of us are explaining your country.
My
Yes.
name is Johnny. I'm from Dominican Republic.
There we go. Another South
You
American.
were from Italy.
I'm from Peru, República
Okay.
Dominicana.
Welcome. We're glad to have you here. So I'm just curious if you guys think that some accents are harder to understand than other accents.
If you think a moment is wonderful, I find the different countries in here,
What was
República Dominicana, Indonesia, China, Russia, Peru. So
Yeah.
it's wonderful, amazing.
Well, in my opinion, I think that is so difficult when you have to understand some people that are Britannic because they speak in other way. I think that.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, like we said, I think we have made clear that the most important thing to improve your English is just pronunciation, focusing on how you say the words instead of trying to make it perfect from the beginning. Because then you're learning too much compared to just practicing and speaking. But there are people who would like to have those accents. And for some people, accents can be in the way because I also think that some accents are sometimes really hard to understand. Like if Americans speak very fast and they're from a specific state, it's really hard to understand them because they shorten every single word. Or if you talk to a Scottish or Irish, it can also be very hard to understand. And I'm curious if you guys have any experiences like that, where you're like, it was so hard to understand this person.
Oh yeah, I have like Indian and Cockney
hmm
accent and Indian accent because they speak too fast.
Yes. So it's all about speed
Really hard
mostly.
to. Yeah, exactly.
And
Mm.
when I see my customer, they're from France. It means French people. So when they talk in English, very difficult to hear, and very
hmm
difficult to understand on them.
Totally. Yes. And it's always a good thing because you have to remember language is to communicate. Never feel awkward to ask somebody, could you please slow down or could you please repeat that again? Because we have to make sure we understand each other and not just guess each other's meaning.
Yeah, I know. Just try to meet many people and to hear many people where they come from and try to talk slowly so you get to know each other more clearly.
Yes.
Absolutely. Well, thank you for sharing your point of view, Annie. We appreciate it.
I just want to add, Lucas, that to me, accent never really matters, and what really matters is that your thought, how you convey your thoughts,
Mhm.
to other people.
Yes, and that can be really hard too. Like if people don't understand, sometimes when you're not good enough at a language yet, you maybe know, like you're thinking it, but you don't know how to express yourself. And
Exactly.
this is one of the obstacles many people go through, where they're like, I know what I want to say, I just don't know how. And maybe those things are also much more important than accent in the beginning. Yes. So, beside pronunciation and maybe sharing your thoughts, what else is most important to improve
Vocabularies
your
and
English?
definition. Vocabs and their definition. They really matter to me and they're really vital to to communicating or to conversing with with people, of course.
All right, yeah, that makes sense. Absolutely. Anyone
Because
else who's in the speaking right now?
if you really lack of vocabs, it's really difficult or tough for you to be able to express yourself when it comes to communicating with people, right? So in order for you to really become fluent, you know, aside from having the accent or whatever, first you have to have wide vocabularies.
Mm-hmm.
Because how can you, you know, of course, how can you or how will you express yourself or, you know, translate all of those, you know, into English, those words into English if you really don't know how to translate them or their meaning, right? Or definition.
Absolutely. So, because you know it's important, do you have any tips for people to improve their vocabulary?
I think you have to focus first on vocabularies and their definition, not on accent, because accent will, you know, it will be so much easier for you to learn the accent once you're already fluent speaking English, you know.
Yeah, I agree with you, and I would add on to that learn the vocabulary that you actually use every single day. If you notice that in some situations you just don't know what to say, remember them or write those situations down, and then later look up the vocabulary so for the next time you can practice it. And maybe you still forget it the next time, but maybe you remember 1 or 2 words, and then you do it again and it will come in.
Precisely.
So be sure to use the vocabulary that you're learning. Don't just learn random vocabulary to sound good. Learn the vocabulary to actually use it.
Also, Lucas, I want to share something. Since I'm from the
Yeah.
Philippines, you know, it's in our you know, in our education system. It's in our curriculum from primary to, I mean, from nursery to, you know, tertiary, the English language. I think learning the English grammar really helps us. You know what I'm saying? To become fluent. And aside from that, you know, we Filipinos, when we like, for instance, you know, based on my experience, when I'm talking to native speakers, the English-speaking people, you know, what they notice is that sometimes it's too proper for them to understand me because it's not conversational in the US. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not conversational, but of course it's correct, but to them it's not common. You know. I have those vocab sometimes. That's why it's really hard for me to switch into very conversational sometimes. And I'm trying to, you know, I always try to.
I understand.
But, yeah,
Trying to
learning
is
the
the most
vocabs,
important part.
definition, and the grammar will really help you, you know.
That's very good.
What are the better ways for learning English?
That was a dog. JH, you want to go first?
Yeah. What is the better way for to practice English or to
The
learn?
better way for me to practice or to learn the English language is that you have to translate everything from from the minute that you wake up. You have to, you know, everything that you see, that you hear, that you feel, or you know what I'm saying. You have to translate everything into English and use them in your everyday life. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I totally agree with you when you say.
And take it from me, you know, after a year of doing it, you'll be very fluent, you know.
Summarize dog has a lot of ideas.
Okay.
It's not mine.
It's normal in my country. That I want to say is, for example, when you want to speak another language, it doesn't matter if English, French, or whatever, you need to try to translate it. Other words that you want to learn. For example, if you make a conversation with other, you know more or less what is the words that you need to use in that case. And for example, the most common verbs are read, to eat, to sleep, wake up, and something like that. If you know that you need to use those verbs, you need to try to learn those verbs. and then you need to try to learn others that are more difficult.
Got it.
Yes.
Got it.
My personal suggestion would be it's very hard to say because everybody learns English in their own way. So
Exactly.
I would say find a thing that you are the most interested in and do it through that way. So if it's either speaking, listening, reading a book, talking to people, go and play games, it doesn't really matter as long as you do the thing and you do it every day and you focus on using the English all the time if you can. Just use it. I, for example, enjoyed when I really was improving my English from like a B1 to B2 English. I read a lot of books because I enjoyed reading novels, and I would just take the book and the words I don't know, I would mark and I would look up every page or every
Oh,
few
perfect.
pages. I would look these words up and I would just continue reading. And this was when I was 12 or 13 maybe. And then I learned very quick. But that was my way. And some people don't like reading books at all, and that's cool. You can do it in the way that suits you the best.
I do it. I do it. Now I download my book and I start read and
Mhm.
match the words that I don't understand, and
And I
then
would
check
suggest
the.
if you're reading, read out loud. It's gonna help out a lot.
Right.
Even if it goes much slower in the beginning, you're gonna get used to the sounds. And if you really, really don't know a word, just do like the online dictionary voice. Just look up the word and listen to the online dictionary voice.
Yes. Google Traductor.
Hmm. And you can always ask us if you go to the Discord or Telegram and you don't know, just share it, and I'm sure somebody will reply you.
Perfect.
Hmm.
I like that.
Yes. So, anybody in this chat right now have any other questions? That's what I would like to ask. And if nobody has a question in this chat right now, does anybody have a specific tip to improve people's English for anybody who is watching?
Yeah, with my tip now, like I'm living in Asian town now, so if I see tourist, yeah, to go like the market or the coffee, yeah, and I always say hello them first, and if they return, I start conversation. That's why the can so this is like normal way to practice English more easy. And then sometime I find some club here they call English club for free English. So all the volunteer young people to come
That's
this
nice.
club, yeah, and conversation and have a drink and talk together. Yeah, I think also this is my experience, and I want to share with all you guys here.
That's very good. Thank you for sharing.
You're welcome.
Anybody else have a tip?
So I have a
Yes.
tip. So try to
Lucas, it's
mimic.
always the reading for me.
Okay.
For me, reading will always be the best way to learn the language.
Yes. And like I said, it's a personal thing, isn't it? Because other people can learn very well in a different way.
Exactly.
And Fawatu, what did you want to say?
Oh, yeah. So I want to share one of the tip is try to mimic all the sentence. If you don't know how to say it, or you just heard it from a YouTube channel, or just heard it from a movie, so try to mimic the sentence or mimic the word that you just heard
Yeah.
as many times as you want, and then just try to use it in every sentence that you want to you are doing everything in your daily living, and then try to use that word as many times as you want, so it just like inside your head, and then just automatically you know what it means also know how
Yeah,
to use
that's
the
great.
word.
Not
So
just
one of
learning,
the
but
tips.
especially using it.
Yeah, because
Exactly.
why
Yes.
people really care about the accent. So that's one of the
You
tips
are
that
all in the
you
same
can learn
direction with
to
your
improve your
tips. You all
accent.
give the same kind of tips. It's very good.
Always use the language and never be afraid of committing mistakes because every one of us commit mistakes.
Yeah, and
Exactly.
also we
And
are not
mistakes are
native.
going to happen so many times. All right. I just want to thank everybody for sharing their thoughts and their tips because this is around the end of the live stream because I know in Indonesia it's even 1 hour later, guys. It's been a while. So I just want to say thank you to anybody in the voice chat right now. I'll turn it off. And the next voice chat like this we'll do on Friday, so you can join me again if you'd like to.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
We appreciate you having you here.
Thank you
But
so much,
Lucas,
everyone.
I'd
Good
also like to
night.
take this opportunity to thank you for using your
Yeah,
your talent, what you have, your
Lucas,
knowledge, your intellect
let us,
to
of
share to
course.
people.
let us know when you're in Jakarta, okay?
Of course, I'm gonna keep you guys up to date about it. Of course, I appreciate it, and be sure to come around.
Lucas,
Alright.
there are a group
If you
for the
come to Hoi
conversation
An,
with
let
the
me
other
know.
people.
Maybe we can catch up
Yes,
for coffee.
yes, I'll be 3 more days in Da Nang, and I'll see if I can make my way to Hoi An in that time.
I think.
Alright, thank
Guys,
you,
come
everyone.
on.
Bye from
Be a leader of the
now.
group.
All right, bye everyone. Thank you so
Bye. Good
much.
night.
Thank you so
Hope
Bye,
to
much,
see you
guys.
again
guys.
Thank
soon.
you, thank you, thank you.
All right, guys, I do really appreciate it. Thank you for talking with me about accents today. At least that's where we started out with. That's very nice of you. The next time, just come back. Friday, we're gonna do it like this again. In between now and Friday, thank you for being here. Don't forget to watch today's video. It's a little challenge. Today's video, it's with apostrophe. When to use which one. Do you know? Check today's video, and otherwise check yesterday's video where I do push-ups. Don't ask me why I did push-ups in a video, but go check it out. Thank you for being here, and see you guys tomorrow. Have a good night. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. See you later, guys. Thanks for the follows, by the way, and thank you for all the gifts. I saw them. Thank you for 60,000 likes. Appreciate all of you. Bye-bye.